Naomi Watts' casting in the Game of Thrones prequel show about the Long Night, currently known as Bloodmoon, is perhaps one that stands out most so far. Not so much because she's arguably the most well-known person cast thus far, because we know that she would play a lead kind of suggests she's going to be important. Now, in my last Bloodmoon video, I mentioned I had a theory about who she may be playing. This is just pure speculation based on her appearance and leaked set photos, as well as the character description from HBO. So, like my speculation, I'm probably wrong about a lot of this. Now, we know the show is set in the Age of Heroes, and some of the great houses we know will still be in the show. I think one of the stories that we'll see on screen will be how Lann the Clever stole Casterly rock from the Casterlys and formed House Lannister. In lore, there is no firm reason really given to how the Casterlys vanished, and many different ideas of how Lann could have taken the rock exist. Because here's the problem with the story of Lann the Clever stealing the rock and the Casterlys. Most of what is known about this time period is legend and myth, and there's no way to know if Lann even actually existed. I will go into detail in a later video about Lann and the Casterlys and some of these ideas and stories behind them. Now, looking at Watts and the leaked picture of her in costume, I very much get Lannister vibes from her. HBO said of her that she's a charismatic socialite hiding a dark secret. To me, this says she will play someone highborn and with some form of power that the secret could threaten. Again, oddly sounding familiar with some of the Lannisters we know well. But here's the thing, I think she may be related to Lannisters and have a role in the formation of the house, but I don't think she is a Lannister. So if she's not a Lannister, who is she? Like many have already speculated, I think she would be playing a Casterly, but my view on this is it's a lot more complex than it first appears. Being a Casterly fits the socialite part of the description, but what is her dark secret and how does it relate to the story of Lann? Well, I think she may be playing a daughter, or maybe the sister of Lord Casterly, and this dark secret could be Lann himself. I think it's possible that Lann may be her illegitimate son. Looking at the cast, I think Lann could be played by Toby Regbo, or maybe Jamie Campbell-Bower. However, I think personally that Jamie Campbell-Bower looks more how I'd picture Lann, with maybe Toby as another Casterly, or the heir of the rock. Maybe they could be half-brothers or something. Half-brothers or cousins, and have sort of a Jamie-Tyrion love-hate relationship. But ultimately they care about each other. You see, I think the show will go with a more realistic tale of Lann than some of the Maesters believe to be the truth. That Lann was simply a bastard son of a Casterly who either worked to overthrow his true-born relatives, and that's therefore how he stole the rock from the Casterlys. This could also link into where the Lannister association with lions comes from, being a remnant from the history of the Casterlys and their association with lions. It would make sense if Lann acknowledged his Casterly roots in his own house. A good example of this could be when Orys Baratheon formed House Baratheon. He took the words and the banner of House Durrandon as his own, as a form of tribute, and the fact that he was marrying the daughter of the last Storm King, so his children would have an association with the Durrandons, the stag, and the words. I think why I like the idea of Lann being Watts' bastard son, who later goes on to usurp the Casterlys, is it seems very fitting with the political intrigue that was a major part of the books and the main show. As so far, a show about the Long Night would seemingly lack that part, with a focus on the mystical and magical side of the show. Having a story like this could inject political intrigue into Bloodmoon that proved so popular to so many. I can see how this would play out slowly over 3 or 4 seasons, with Lann slowly building power before his working his way to becoming Lord and forming his own house. There could be lots of backstabbing, scheming and betrayals, and a lot of conflict for Watts' character. Would she support her bastard son? Would she work against him? Would she be using him as a tool to get power herself? There's so much you could do with it. So my idea is Watts would be at the centre, maybe with her trying to balance dealing with the coming long night and the situation in the rock between Lann and the Casterlys. Maybe she could even be the one pulling the strings of Lann. I don't know, but to me it sounds interesting and something I'd like to see on screen. I'm very aware I'm probably very wrong about a lot of this. For all we know, Naomi Watts isn't even playing anything related to a Casterly or a Lannister. We might not even see Lann. But with the lack of information we have right now, for me, this kind of speculation is part of the fun while we wait for more solid news. I'd love to hear your guys' ideas on this. Also, interesting finding out from you guys is how much of the show do you think is going to be canon to the books at all, if any of it? Because we know George has been involved, so we are beginning to have the debate again of how much we see in Bloodmoon is going to affect the books. Just something to think about and maybe discuss in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, liking and subscribing would be great. And don't forget to leave your ideas below.